The day you bring a dog home, you think you know what it costs. The adoption fee, a bag of food, maybe a bed and a leash. But the real bill for a dog doesn't arrive at the start. It arrives at the end, and it can be larger than every year that came before it, combined. So, how much does a dog really cost? Most owners budget for a dog the way they'd budget for a houseplant that eats. A little each month, manageable, forgettable, and on a monthly basis, that's almost true. Food, a checkup, some flea drops, a few $100s a year you barely notice. But a dog isn't a monthly expense. It's a 12-year commitment. And when you add up all 12 years, the number stops looking small. It starts at the counter. The adoption fee itself is modest, $50 to a few $100s. But that fee is a door, not the room behind it. Because before that dog has spent a night in your home, it usually needs to be spayed or neutered, vaccinated, microchipped, and equipped. Crate, bed, bowls, collar, leash. Add it up. And the free rescue dog has already cost around $1,000. Then comes the drip. Food is the cost everyone pictures, and they're not wrong to. A mid-sized dog on mid-tier food runs a few $100s a year. Add treats, the toys that get destroyed, the beds that wear out, and you're at roughly $600 a year. Every year. Across a dog's life, that quiet drip alone adds up to more than $7,000. And this, the part you saw coming, is the cheap half. Now, the part people underestimate. Even a perfectly healthy dog needs the vet every single year. A wellness exam. Vaccines. Flea, tick, and heartworm prevention, 12 months a year, not optional. Because the alternative costs far more. And every couple of years, the dental cleaning, done under anesthesia, which is why a dog's teeth can cost as much as yours. None of it is dramatic. All of it is constant. Over a lifetime, just keeping a healthy dog healthy runs more than $5,000. Then the costs that don't feel like dog costs at all. Grooming. For the breeds that need it, every 6 to 8 weeks, for life. The boarding bill every time you travel. The trainer for the puppy that won't stop pulling. And if you rent, there's a cost almost no one warns you about: pet rent. $20, $30, $50 a month. Just for the privilege of the dog existing in your home. Over a lease's lifetime, that one line can run into the thousands. Add the first 4 buckets together, and you get a steady, predictable line. A few $1,000s a year, year after year. Manageable. The houseplant that eats. But a dog doesn't age in a straight line, and neither does its cost. Somewhere in the last years, something changes. A limp that doesn't heal. A lump. Blood work that comes back wrong. And the dog enters a world the monthly budget never planned for: specialists, imaging, biopsies. The diagnostics alone can run into the thousands. Then the treatment. Cancer care can reach $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. A single major surgery, a torn ligament, a tumor, something swallowed that shouldn't have been, $3,000 to $7,000 each. Chronic illness, kidney, heart, diabetes, becomes a monthly bill of medication and monitoring that doesn't end until the dog does. Here's the part that catches every owner off guard. Across the first 10 years, keeping a healthy dog healthy costs around $5,000 to $6,000 in medical care. One serious illness at the end can cost more than that, all of it, in a matter of months. The most expensive year of your dog's life is almost always the last one. You can spend more in those final months than in the entire decade before them. Not because anything went wrong, because this is simply how the bill is shaped. Small for a long time, and then, all at once, not. This is why pet insurance exists, and why it's quietly become a multi-billion-dollar industry. Premiums run a few $100s a year, every year. Over a lifetime. Several thousand. So you have a choice, but it's a narrow one. Pay the spike steadily, in advance, through premiums, or face it all at once, when it comes. What you can't do is make the spike disappear. It's built into owning a dog. So, how much does a dog really cost? Not the few hundred a year you pictured. Add the acquisition, the food, the routine care, the services, and that final unbudgeted spike, and one dog, start to finish, costs somewhere between $20,000 and $40,000. About $30,000 for one ordinary dog, living one ordinary life. $30,000 is a new car, except this one only ever drives to the vet. It's a sum that can rival what an average person spends out of pocket on their own health care across the same years. The dog's medical life can cost as much as a human's, and almost no owner regrets a cent of it. That's the strange thing about this particular bill. We pay it gladly. We just never see its true size, because it never arrives all at once until the very end. That's what we do here. We find the cost hidden inside the things you thought you already understood. The dog wasn't a few $100s a year. It was a quiet $30,000 promise. And the most expensive part was always going to be the goodbye.